Hey, what's up, everyone? Today I'll be going over the latest news on the upcoming Netflix Resident Evil series. Now, rumors about this broke last year. There's been a little bit more confirmation since then regarding the production of this series. So I wanted to go over it here. This is an article from Bloody Disgusting, which, as always, I will link in the description below for those of you that want to read it for yourselves. But let's get into the article here, and I'll go ahead and give some thoughts on it. Netflix's Resident Evil series enters production this June, according to Leak. Okay, and it says we haven't heard a heck of a lot about Netflix's adaptation of Capcom's Resident Evil franchise for the service since last year. But according to Redanian Intelligence, a fan site worked to uncover information on the Witcher's Netflix series. That's about to change this summer when the Constantine film developed series begins production. Or I guess that's Constantin, because there's no E at the end. Now keep in mind this hasn't been confirmed, but the Redanian Intelligence Network on finding info about the Witcher series before and after its release, there might be something to it. According to a production entry from the RE series, aside from the production beginning in June, the show is set to be 8 episodes, with each being 60 minutes in length. Prior to the June start date, the series on location prep work will begin in April, with the main hub of production being based in South America. So we see here a little screenshot that they show that says Resident Evil TV series early pre-production, has some other information on it here. The 8x60, prep, all the South Africa, the production company that will probably be working on it, and of course Netflix there. Again, this hasn't been confirmed by either Netflix or Constantin Film. However, with the remake of Resident Evil 3 Nemesis being right around the corner, and with the success of The Witcher's transition from game to Netflix, it wouldn't be that much of a stretch if someone finally said something about the production in an official capacity. Okay, so that's a pretty short article. Not a whole lot there to go on, just that this is potentially going to start production this summer. And it's something that I guess wouldn't be too surprising considering the success of Resident Evil overall as a franchise. Why wouldn't you want to capitalize on making a series about it, right? Now, the movies, as we know, haven't been able to do much. They weren't the movies for the most part are they're pretty terrible. So, and when people were looking at Netflix adaptations, there was a lot of them that were pretty weak, right? We've seen it a lot with the anime adaptations that they've done for certain movies and things like that. They haven't been the best. Of course, one of the prime examples of that was Death Note and a couple other things that they went ahead and adapted for Netflix that people were not pleased with. But The Witcher seems to be, for the most part, something that was received, it's been generally positive from most people. Most people like it. Of course, there's always going to be those people that don't. But I haven't seen it for myself, so I have no opinion on The Witcher either way. But for the most part, at least at this point, I've definitely heard more good things than bad about the Witcher series. So I think that it gives people more faith in their ability to produce a Resident Evil series, which of course is good. So maybe it's going to be a thing. Maybe they'll do the video game adaptations better than they will the actual, like anime adaptations or other kind of adaptations. Maybe the video game ones will actually be good, but who knows? It's really hard to say right now because, of course, there's always that big possibility that they can fail utterly and completely. Now, another adaptation, of course, that was announced for last year, and I know this is completely unrelated, was the the Cowboy Bebop adaptation, which is supposedly getting some consultation from the, I believe, animation director or one of the guys that worked on the anime, or if I'm not mistaken, I'm sure somebody will correct me in the comment section below. I'm pretty sure, I believe one of the guys that actually worked on the anime was brought on to consult on that particular project. And there's been word of some of the cast, some of that has already been leaked out there and so forth. So that obviously can help, but we won't know until we actually see something. And it makes me wonder if they're going to take that same approach. The reason I'm bringing all this up, I'm wondering if they're going to take that same approach with the Resident Evil series. If they're actually going to bring people on board from Capcom that have actually worked on some of the games, maybe some of the more successful games. Obviously, I think it's pretty clear, and it's pretty fair to say that Shinji Mikami will probably not be involved in this in any way, shape, or form. As we all know, he left Capcom quite some time ago, and it's something that they'll probably maybe bring on anybody that worked on Resident Evil, has some kind of experience in Resident Evil, to help in the consultation of the series. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just go ahead and wing it. Hopefully not, because as we saw, that didn't help the movies too much. So hopefully they'll be smart enough to bring on some people that really do have experience with the franchise, know what direction it should go in. Obviously, this is too early to say where they're going with this series, if they're going to follow the games in any way, shape, or form, or if they're going to create an entirely new storyline within this series that might be set more or less in the world of games, right? Kind of like how the movie series was, where it was really an original story, but then they started incorporating aspects from the game and characters from the games, very poorly, I might add, into the movie series. Of course, that's just my opinion, but I don't know if that's what they're going to do with it, if that's their intent. That remains to be seen, and obviously there's no word on that just yet. I guess we'll know once production really starts and people start leaking set photos and things like that. We'll probably have a better grasp of where they're going story-wise, I should say, with this series. So, willing to give it a chance, but again, I think it's another one of these things that it has a great possibility to fail, just depending how they handle it. Now, if they handle it how they handled The Witcher, I guess it can be a success. So I guess fingers crossed until then. But anyways, let me know what you all think of this news. Are you looking forward to seeing a Netflix Resident Evil series? Has Netflix not convinced you enough yet that they can really take an IP or a franchise and successfully, do an adaptation onto Netflix with it? Have they not proved their worth yet? Let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, y'all know how it goes. The hunt continues. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a like, share, and comment below.